Today is Memorial Day, when we honor those that gave their lives in defense of our country, and we display flags and flowers to honor our veterans and loved ones buried here at Calvary Cemetery. We fly the flag at half-staff until noon on Memorial Day in honor of the veterans that sacrificed for our benefit, and we pause for a moment of silence at 3 p.m. in the afternoon as a national moment of remembrance to consider the ultimate sacrifice made by some. Our military continues to serve in many places around the world: Iraq, Afghanistan, South Korea, and a military presence in over 180 countries. Our local National Guard and Reserve units continue to make their contribution in this effort in readiness and support. It's important that our fellow citizens appreciate the efforts made to defend and protect our country and understand the fact that our freedoms can't be taken for granted. With the heightened threat of terrorism, everyone needs to be involved in maintaining our security. 5 names were added at Calvary Cemetery in the past 2 years, since the pandemic canceled it last year, and we got rained out the year before. Now we got sunshine, and I think we earned it. So 5 names were added to a list of now 138 local veterans honored here, with 138 flags flying over their grave sites. These are Bernard Hamelman, Robert Kobes, Gary Dukershine, Douglas Torgerson, and Dale Zwig. The list of veterans honored at Calvary Cemetery is posted on the information display case here at the cemetery and online on the Deer Park Community Center website and in the latest issue of the Star Observer newspaper. The New Richmond American Legion VFW provided the squad for today's military honors, and I thank them for their participation. It's now my pleasure to introduce our speaker and a fellow veteran, Pastor John Wilman.
Good morning to all of you. On the night when our Lord was crucified,
Not picking you up.
Raise the mic up.
test.
Yeah, how close you get to the mic, you might want to raise the mic.
On the night when our Lord was crucified and betrayed into the hands of his enemies to be killed, he gathered his disciples together and talked to them about his impending death, that it would be sacrificial, that it would be done in love. From the 15th chapter of John, verse 13, Jesus said, "Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends." Today our nation mourns the loss of all Americans and many non-Americans who died defending our country throughout the world since 1775. Our remembrances span 247 years, 62 military actions, and 1.2 million deaths. That doesn't count all of the little unnamed skirmishes where Americans died defending freedom. These men and women remain mostly anonymous, except to the families that love them. We come together this morning to remember that these men and women were relatives, friends, neighbors, and they were melded together to perform a service for an entire society. It was a service that countless millions refused or were unable to do for their fellow man. Memorial Day commemorates those who made the greatest sacrifice possible, giving one's life selflessly. We don't always remember their names. Far too often, we take for granted the freedoms that we enjoy, freedoms that they paid the ultimate sacrifice to protect. When a person enlists in the armed forces, they repeat the following oath. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to the regulations of the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. These men and women leave home and loved ones to protect those freedoms that we take for granted. Our freedom of religion, our freedom of speech, our freedom to peacefully assemble, our freedom to keep and bear arms. It was former Senator Fred Thompson of Tennessee. Most of you probably remember him from the Law and Order TV show. He said this wouldn't be the land of the free if it were not first the home of the brave. And so it is good and proper that we gather today and give thanks to God for the men and women who for the past 247 years sacrificially loved, if not us personally, then certainly who loved our country in their military service. And we thank God today that because of their sacrifice, we can do what we are doing here today. We are peacefully assembled. We are exercising our freedom of speech. We are exercising our freedom to invoke God into this gathering. We are exercising our freedom to bear arms, rendering a final salute over the graves of these heroes, and our freedom to play that haunting melody of taps to honor these dead. And so the sacrificial love of Christ, who died for each of us, we exercise our sacrificial love by gathering each year to remember these men and women who sacrificed themselves for each of us. Amen.
That concludes our program. I want to thank you all for coming. Have a good day. We've got beautiful weather for change.